Hello, my name is Jarrod Fairclough.
And my name is Joe Hennis.
And welcome to Introduce Our Guest Star, a Muppet fan podcast for toughpigs.com. In this show, Joe and I are taking it in turns to surprise each other with each week's guest. And this week, well, I brought you a guest, Joe. I brought you a present.
Oh, that's so lovely. I'm very excited for this Tough Pigs holiday special. Is it holiday related? It probably isn't.
By the time this airs, it won't be anything. I mean, granted, we've done it just after Thanksgiving, but we're probably peeking behind the curtain a little too much by telling people that, aren't we?
Well, I think it's always a holiday. It may not be the holidays.
Yeah, true. It's always a holiday.
There's something. Yeah, exactly.
That's it. But Joe, you don't know who's coming, do you?
I do not, and this is my last time guessing for a while, so I feel like there's a lot of pressure here for me to get this one right.
That's it. Well, Joe, as always, you can ask some questions and see if you can't figure this out.
All right, give me the first one. Is it Muppet, Henson, or Sesame?
It is Muppets and Sesame.
Muppets and Sesame. All right. Well, is it a Muppet performer?
No.
All right. Well then, I'm out. I feel like it's always
cool.
Easiest.
Joe, would you please welcome?
It's always easiest to guess when it's a performer. And also very difficult because there's so many of them. All right, so Sesame and Muppets. Is this someone who did they work in some capacity at the Sesame 50th anniversary special?
No, I don't believe so.
All right, that's good to know. Or not at all good to know. I'm sorry that this person wasn't invited to play along with the Sesame.
Yeah, it wasn't Patti LaBelle. I'm sorry.
All right, is this someone who worked in some capacity on Muppets Tonight?
No.
All right, that narrowed. That took a few people out of the running that I was thinking about. Boy, I have no clue who this could be. I will guess. All right, is it a writer?
This person has written, but probably not in the way that you're thinking.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. Boy, oh boy, I am stumped. I'll have to make a wild guess. All right, because you said written, but not in the way I'm thinking. I'm gonna guess it's someone who has written music, and perhaps it is Ed Mitchell.
It is not Ed Mitchell, Joe, and I'm so glad you got this wrong. Because it's going to be the last one for a while. I was like, oh, he's going to get it right, and he's going to be... Because I think you've gotten... Oh, you didn't get Ken Quappus, but you got the others correct. Joe, my guest today is a hilarious actor, comedian, and voiceover artist who's appeared on shows like 30 Rock, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, The Simpsons, Bob's Burgers, and Documentary Now. He's also been in films like Sisters, Monsters University, Inside Out, and The Secret Life of Pets. And of course, I cannot go past his whopping 9 seasons on Saturday Night Live. He's been a duck on DuckTales, a bear on We Bare Bears, and he's also the world's drunkest uncle. But Muppet fans know him and love him for his tons of Muppets appearances. Sorry, people can't see this. Joe's just gone silent and he's so excited.
I'm losing it. I'm losing it.
No one love him for his tons of Muppet appearances over the years, like being the Quacker Duck Man on Sesame Street, or being the guest star for both the Hollywood Bowl and O2 live Muppet shows. Joe, would you please welcome to introduce our guest star, Bobby Moynihan.
That's a slow clap for you, Jarrod.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Done. So excited.
Oh my God, that's Bobby Moynihan.
Hello.
Hey, Bobby.
How are you?
Bobby, how are you?
Good. What's going on?
Oh, I'm just being very excited over the fact that I'm talking to Bobby Moynihan.
Oh, yeah. Same here. Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you. So I'm Jarrod.
Yeah,
this is
likewise.
Joe. I think you and Joe have actually met.
Yes, correct.
We did. Do you remember?
You look extremely familiar. I know we met.
We met very briefly after one of the Hollywood Bowl shows in LA.
Yeah.
I snuck into the after party.
Good work.
Yeah, thank you. It was, we'll talk all about the Hollywood Bowl and the O2 shows for sure. But like, it was just such a treat to meet you that day, you were like still floating on cloud 9 from getting to like hang out with the Muppets all night.
Yeah, I still am. Yeah.
I saw a great interview with you. I watched it a couple of weeks ago where you talked about the Hollywood Bowl show, and then the fact that you went home afterwards and you just had to like take out your bins, and you're like, "How am I supposed to do this when Kermit the Frog just said my name?"
It's completely true. I remember that exact. I don't remember saying it in an interview, but I remember that exact moment happening. Do you need me to record on my end, by the way?
No, I'm recording on my end.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Awesome. We started.
Let's talk about this. Well, first of all, even before we even get into like the times you've worked with the Muppets or you've spoofed the Muppets on SNL or whatever, like you've been a lifelong fan, just like us, which is always incredible to hear. You know, when people, love the Muppets, we love it whether they're famous or not.
Can you tell them? I've just always loved them. Yeah, ever since I was a kid. I think it was like Sesame Street was like, or Christmas Eve on Sesame Street is like one of my most vivid memories. But like Gonzo, my mom got me a Gonzo stuffed animal. I have it right over there. I've had it since the day I was born. She got me a Gonzo stuffed animal, and like I had it my entire life, and that was my entry into it. But like I remember watching the old Muppet Show and loving it, and just the movies and everything. Yeah. I was talking to my wife recently about, I was like, why, like, where did it start? I wonder what the moment is. And I tried to find pictures of it. I can't find pictures of it, but in Westchester County, there was a mall called the Galleria Mall. And one Christmas, they just had like the entire mall, the middle of the mall was this giant Christmas tree display. And they had like life-size animatronic versions of the Muppets, like in the tree, wow, like doing things like, and I just remember going there and being like, what am I looking at? And I, for some reason, I feel like that is the start of it all. As far as the Muppet love goes. But yeah, just all my life.
Yeah. I when I was my first Christmas, I got given a Sesame Street like projector that went up on the ceiling. I was only 6 months old, and my mum and dad have said, "Oh, we just put that thing on every single night." And I'm like, "So you mean every single night?" When my small little fresh brain, I just watch Sesame Street characters dance. I'm like, "Well, that's why this has happened. That's why I've got the Muppet tattoos." Yeah, in low resolution.
Yeah. Oh, like, what do you have? Which ones
I have Kermit's eye.
Oh,
and then
nice.
I can't get it out now, but I've got the original design for Big Bird just here.
Oh wow, dude, that's dope.
Like like Jim Henson's sketch.
Those are like design deep. Yeah, I like those.
Yeah.
How old are you? If you don't mind me asking.
I'm 33.
33. I'm trying to see if we're around the same age. I'm 45.
I'm 39, but I have no ink yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah, not
maybe
yet.
By the time this
tats.
podcast airs, I'll have something.
Yeah,
I have been thinking. Jarrod and I talk about this a lot.
No full back snuffleupagus tat.
my Oscar the Grouch tramp stamp. Yeah. Although, have you ever?
Not a bad choice.
Not a bad choice. Dylan Postal, who he's Hornswoggle from WWE. He's Muppets Most Wanted. He's like covered in Muppet tattoos.
That's the best thing I've ever heard.
More to him. Mm. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So I want to ask you about, so like obviously I'm sure people ask you about your time on SNL with every single interview you've ever done, but like specifically you've gotten to like dress as Muppets and make references to Muppets and like even like hang out with Big Bird on the SNL stage. So has any of that stuff been something that you've pitched or that you've written, or is it just like, hey man, we're just going to put a gonzo nose on you, get up there?
Almost all of it, I think. No, but right before I was technically on the show, I was at the Seth Rogen show. Seth Rogen hosted, and I was there like backstage before I got the show. Bill Hader invited me, and I got to go like sit backstage. And that night, Seth Rogen played Rolf. And then when I got on the show, I pitched and wrote that sketch. I'm sure I wrote it with somebody. I don't remember who helped me I don't remember who helped me write it in this moment. But the Muppet sketch where we were all on the bus and we were in a hit and run.
That's such a great sketch.
That one. I wrote that one like going like, oh, Seth is here again. Maybe he could play Rolf and I could play Gonzo. I just wanted to play Gonzo. I just wanted to like have them make me a chicken, which I still have. And I kept that chicken. I kept that Camilla the chicken. I just stole stuff from SNL all the time. I would have kept the bus if they let me. I would have.
I bet. Yeah.
And then like, I think we wrote another one where like there was a monologue or something with Blake Lively.
Yeah, with Blake Lively.
Right? I think that happened again because of that first one or the bus one. And then I think my crowning moment, like you can see me see the moment. Like I look off camera and what I'm doing is I'm looking at the monitor. And the second I see it, like I just lose it inside, is the Blue Jean Committee sketch when Jason Segel hosted with the Muppets, and I'm physically on camera with Gonzo and Rolf, and like my life was over after that. I was like, I've appeared on camera with Gonzo. I'm done.
Oh, amazing.
But then I got to go on tour with them and do that show, and like then I had no idea what was to come. Like in that moment, I was like, "Oh my god, I was on TV with Gonzo," and then like I got to work with them a bunch, and it was the craziest.
Right, like as if you could just tell your younger self, like no, I know this is cool. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah,
you have no idea what's about to happen.
Couple more years, yeah.
You have no idea that pretty soon your ringtone is gonna be when Kermit announces you for the Muppet Show, hosting the Muppet Show live at the Hollywood Bowl. Like that. That's where I still don't understand it. That one was
incredible.
Well, one of my favorite moments on SNL was when Big Bird came on. That was a great segment anyway, and just when Big Bird comes out after Seth announces
it was
him,
Carol too,
and it was Carol, and when people realize that it's the real Big Bird, people just go nuts. And then there's a beautiful moment during the credits when you're all on stage, hugging each other as you do, and you hug Big Bird, and there's a moment where you're just looking up at him, just so filled with love, and it's like, I think I fell in love with you then.
That is the essence of Bobby Moynihan going like wee, like I couldn't believe it. But what you don't see is off camera is a bunch of Big Bird's handlers going, don't touch him, don't touch him, don't hug him, be careful.
It was a beautiful moment.
I've worked with Big Bird a couple of times. I've been in his vicinity a few times, but like I'm always like, but I want to get in there for that hug. Like, I don't care who's inside
it's hard not
it doesn't matter because it's the real Big Bird. It's hard not to. I've never gotten the hug.
All of them. When you're talking, like my I noticed was like in between takes, whenever like I work with them or like whatever, like in between takes, I get mad when I look down and they're not looking at me, and I'm like, hello, like, or like, like it's like you forget that they're not real. Like it's
Yeah,
astonishing. It's fun to work with.
I've had like
so good.
I wouldn't even call them stress dreams, but I've had dreams in my life where I've been in like the vicinity of the Muppets, and like there'll be the Kermit the Frog puppet, and I'll want to put it on, and my brain won't let me. My brain will wake me up before I actually get my hand inside the puppet. And then 2015, I had actually got to be on set of the old ABC series, and I was in a room, and they left me in there, and it was just the Kermit puppet laying on the table, and I was like, I'm not allowed to touch it. Like, my dream has come true, and it was horrible. And I'm saying to like Peter Linz, I'm like, just let me put it on. And he goes, I would love you to, but I really can't let you. And I'm like, I get it, but God, I was so upset.
I get it. It's funny. When I worked with them, I didn't have the urge to like put it on. Like I was like terrified of that. I got to try on an Ernie when I did Sesame Street. Like sorry.
No, you're up.
They let me.
Is that Ernie calling?
That's Ernie. He's calling.
He's saying, "Don't tell the story."
It's Bert. It's actually Bert. They let me try an Ernie on when I did Sesame Street, and it felt wrong.
Oh, really?
Like, because it's also like, it's like somebody picking up Bruce Willis and going like, "Hey, I'm Bruce Willis." Like, like they're these famous. I mean, not like Bruce Willis, but you know what I mean. Like, it's like there are these famous entities. Like, it's like seeing somebody else in a Chewbacca costume. You're like, that's not him.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, that's it. Like, I can put on.
You know what I mean?
I can put on Kermit, but I can't do his voice.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I was going to say,
I have
it's
a bunch
the
of the
opposite
puppets.
when, like, people... when people say, like, "Oh, I can do a great Kermit impression," it's like, well, that's great, but you can't be Kermit. There's, like, that's not the essence of Kermit. It's just the voice or just the puppet.
Yeah, it's the facial express. You know what I mean? Like, it's all that. It's nuts. It's such an art too, and like Matt Vogel does it now, right?
Yeah.
Both Kermit and Big Bird, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So well. I think I've worked with both of them. Yeah. That one of my favorite things I've ever gotten to do in my life was that Happy Feet with him and
I was going to ask about Happy
the
Feet.
Hollywood Bowl and at London. Like that was nuts. That's still.
I wrote
nuts.
something.
All those bits.
I wrote something recently about how Kermit sings Rainbow Connection a lot, which is great. It's one of my favorite songs of all time. But he has other songs.
Known for it.
Yeah, he has other songs that he could be singing, and one of them was Happy Feet, and I actually referenced that video of you and Kermit singing it because I was like, look how it can be done. It can even be done if you can't see Kermit's feet, like on the original show, and you can always have whoever he's like the host of the show is, whatever, do it with him. So yeah, I think people need to be looking at that sketch you two did.
And you got to be a half a Muppet for that, which
every
is
morning
amazing.
At 9 a.m. Yeah, correct. Yeah, that was a blast. Yeah. I feel bad for the two gentlemen between my legs, but yeah.
I'm sure they were honored.
They were wonderful. They were wonderful. They were fantastic.
Was it Paul McGinnis? I think he was the
Paul
one.
Paul McGinnis
who
I'm blanking on the other guy's name. He was awesome. He was very
Could have
tiny.
been anyone. Well,
short guy.
How did it come to you that they were going to do the live Muppet shows and they wanted you to host? Did they just come to you? Did you just hear something in the rumbling and go, "Oh, can I do that?"
I feel like my whole journey with the Muppets just started from like when one night at SNL, it was like a Christmas show. The Christmas tree lighting was happening downstairs, and we were looking down, and we saw that the Muppets were there, and my brain broke in half. So I ran downstairs through 30 Rock like a maniac and just went outside like a fan and just like hung out outside and tried to see them and ended up like getting close enough where and somebody there was like, "Are you Bobby Moynihan?" And like we got in, we got to take a bunch of pictures with them, and that's, if you look at my Twitter account, that's the picture of me and Gonzo. I've never changed it just because my peak in that moment. And I met Gonzo and that was it. I freaked out. I met Dave Goles. I couldn't believe it. And it was like the best day of my life. And then like slowly stuff started happening. It was like I got to do Sesame Street. I met David Rudman through that. And like we ended up doing Nature Cat. He was like, "I'm doing this thing called Nature Cat." So we started doing Nature Cat together, and I had known a couple of those guys. I met Bill Beretta and a couple of them, and then I think next was that. Yeah, I think that was it. Possibly was just like, "Hey, are you around? We know you're a huge fan. We're doing this thing, and would you want to host the Muppet Show live?" And I was like, "Are you insane?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" And it was like all the original bits, like all like like the classics. And I was just like, "Are you kidding me? Of course." And I had just had a baby like days before it. Like I think like 12 days before the Hollywood Bowl shows, I had a baby. Like it was cutting it close. But I was like, there's no way I can't do this. I don't think I could do it again now looking back, but it was the best. That was like easily one of the best weekends of my life. And then we did it in London at the O2. And then I think the aspirations were to go Muppets Take Manhattan and do it on Broadway. And then the pandemic happened. And that
that old thing.
Damn pandemic.
Yeah. I did a podcast for Tough Pigs a while back, called 15 Seconds to Curtain, where I was interviewing some celebrities and notable people who were also big Muppet fans, and I was trying to figure out like how to get in touch with these folks. And I was talking to Ryan Dillon, who he plays Elmo.
Sure.
And he was like,
Greatest.
"Well, have you talked to Bobby? You got to talk to Bobby." So like I feel like you have this reputation of like you're the famous guy who is also the ultimate Muppet fan. So it doesn't surprise me that you were the first person on their speed dial when putting together
that's amazing.
Live Muppet show.
It's not a bad place to be. It's not a bad thing to have Muppets as friends.
So
I completely agree. Yeah.
Can you talk a little about you get the phone call to go and be the Quacker Duck Man on Sesame Street?
Kevin Hart backed out. It was written for Kevin Hart.
Really?
Kevin Hart couldn't.
Oh, interesting.
Kevin Hart couldn't make it, and they were like, "Hey, you want to do this bit real quick?" And I was like, "Yeah." And
yeah, because you're a Kevin Hart type.
Oh, dude, no joke. This is not a bit.
Oh,
hey.
Okay, for those, I'll maybe put this picture online, but Bobby is wearing the Quacker Duck Man hat. That's fantastic.
Love that I have that right there.
Oh,
that's perfect.
Well, you really do steal everything from set. Yeah, you got it all.
I do. No, Brian, the Sedlecki, the guy that made the costume for that, was a costume designer at SNL, and he gave it to me. I have the coat like right over there. For some reason. Yeah, I keep everything. I do. I have if you go back and you watch the oatmeal telly.
Yes.
I have that. I have that downstairs.
That is amazing.
Wow.
Yeah. I got a bunch of Muppets downstairs.
What I like about you, Bobby, is that you've got real Muppet energy in your characters. Like the Quacker Duck Man feels like he belongs on Sesame Street. But even going back to some of your SNL characters, something like Drunk Uncle or Janet Peckinpah, or I can't remember the name of the astronaut who loves his little kitty cat. They all feel very Muppety, and so you can really, see that influence from the Muppets on you.
Sure, I mean, it's this. I mean, in my mind, it's the second best sketch comedy show, variety show that I remember growing up with, besides Saturday Night Live. It's the same thing. It's the same show, but loves puppets.
Right, but Lorne Michaels isn't quite as entertaining to watch as Kermit the Frog.
I don't know. I disagree.
Well,
I
don't know him. No, fair enough.
They're kind of similar. They're both smart and long. Lorne doesn't have a piggy that he's got to deal with. I think that's the only difference.
That's true.
Oh, well, we got to get that guy a piggy. That's the next step.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. But I have to assume that, I assume this of anyone in the comedy world, that especially someone who's around our age, who you must have been influenced by the Muppets. So I'm curious if there were other people who either writers on SNL or performers or even guest stars who were coming in who would you find people and kind of bond over this, or hey, I got to show you this old Muppet Show clip on YouTube or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I would go as far as saying I've yet to find someone at this. At maybe our level, but Mikey Day is a huge Muppets guy. There's definitely you run into them and you find them, or my favorite is the people who are who you think would not care at all, and then they're like, hey, if you're doing that Muppet thing, can I be this Muppet? They secretly have a Muppet they really want to be, and you go oh, see, I knew you liked it.
Well, and then
definitely,
when you see people that I assume you're friends with, Tina Fey is starring in a Muppet movie. Are you calling her up and being oh my God, Tina, I saw you. What was it like?
I didn't know Tina well enough to call her at that point. I don't know if I would have, but I definitely have. I think I definitely have brought up to Tina since we got closer because of Mr. Mayor. Like just asking her, like, what was it like? Did you have a good time? Like, or like just talk to. It's a common thing to bring up. Like, yo, we both worked with the Muppets. That was fun, right? But she's a huge Muppet fan. I think she's fantastic. She's the funniest woman in the world.
Sure,
she absolutely is.
I mean, she really is. Yeah.
But you've done a lot with. Sorry, I'm just going back to Sesame for a moment. You've done a lot with Sesame. I think I didn't realize until I was looking for this podcast just how many things you've done with Sesame. Like, you hosted a Sesame Street panel in 2014. There's a couple of videos of that around. You also hosted the Comic-Con Sesame Street panel or something a few years ago. Is that again?
That was nuts.
Again, them coming to you.
Yeah, that was like the last. That one was like super last minute. That Comic-Con one was like, I had done the live shows already, and then they were like, hey, we kind of want to do some sketches for Comic-Con. We have a small theater, like, why not? And then the next thing I know, I'm dressed up, and we did a whole bunch of new ones. And I went there, like, the night before, read a script, and then, like, we just did them. Like, the bit, like, where I'm dressed as Ernie, and I did something with Bert, but he thinks I'm Ernie, and, like, then we did something with Guy Smiley. We did, like, a whole bunch of new bits, and it was a blast. It was an absolute blast. And then I did Carol Spinney's
the thing of the Henson
tribute
lot, right?
That's right.
Yeah, the tribute on the Henson lot. I sang I Love Trash with Oscar to Carol Spinney. That was one of the craziest moments of my life.
That must have been mind-blowing to
completely absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Yeah, it was nuts.
Yeah, because that's
looking
not
him
just
dead
like,
in the face.
I'm a big
looking
fan
him
of,
dead in the face,
like working
right there.
Yeah, working with the Muppets.
crazy.
You're doing something like to give back to the puppeteers. That's a gift.
That was a special night. It was a special night. It was absolutely insane.
Well, I think
he was. So
it goes to show. I think goes to show you just how much they love and respect you. If they're asking you to do all this stuff, and yeah, don't blame them.
Well, it seems to be about love and family over there, and they're very kind people, and I think that, they understand that yeah, every single one of those live shows that I did at the Bowl, or at the O2, ended with me hysterically crying and being extremely thankful. So I'm just glad I didn't scare them away.
With the O2 shows, was that a given when you did the Hollywood Bowl, or did they then come to you afterwards and say, hey, we're going to do the O2 as well if you want to come?
Yeah, it was kind of like, that went so well, let's do it here. I think, like, I mean, to be honest, I don't remember behind the scenes. It may well have been like a pre-planned thing, or like, and if this does well, we do this. But from what I remember, it was like, hey, you free to do this also? And I was like, yeah, I am.
Can you imagine saying no to them? That's the real question. Like,
I had to recently.
Where you're like,
oh, really?
I'll do anything.
I had to recently, where they asked me to do something, and I tried to like move something, and I couldn't make it work, and like I'm still mad about it. I couldn't do it. It was a tiny little thing, but still, I really wanted to do it, and I couldn't. Yeah, no, I dropped everything and went to London, and next thing you know, you're in a bus with all the Muppets looking at Big Ben, and you're like, this is nuts. This is the movie. This is a Muppet movie.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you're living the Great Muppet Caper at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, bonkers. So I'm curious, like when you were starting to prepare for the live shows, and you're basically like looking at a script and seeing like, I get to sing this song and I'm doing that sketch. Was there something that you looked at and you were like, oh no, like that's too much for me, whether it's like too close to what the Muppets did or too challenging to do, or, oh no, I have this like whole song to sing. Or was it all just like, yep, gimme.
Yeah, it was the opposite. It was that. It was especially the Hollywood Bowl shows. I mean, like, it was a full Broadway show. I mean, like, I had 13 songs, costume changes, bits with every Muppet, like, like running around the actual Hollywood Bowl in the audience. Like, it was one of the craziest things I've ever done. And I look back now and I'm super, super, super proud of it. And then like the London shows were like even better for me personally because SNL isn't on in the UK, so nobody knew who I was. So, but I still got to host it. But like, what they would do is like 4 or 5 of the bits. It would be like, the first night it's Kylie Minogue, and then we got like all these famous people from the UK, like David Tennant came and did Doctor Who like for Pigs in Space, and like they wrote like specific things, but like my load was a lot lighter in London, so I got to like watch a lot more of the show and just go like sit there and like everybody you talk to has a prolific, like you talk to one guy and you're like, hey, what do I do? He's like, I'm a penguin in this show. And I'm like, oh, that's great. How do you know these guys? And it's like, oh, my name's Mike Quinn. I was inside Jabba the Hutt. And I also did Nine Numb, and I'm every character from Star Wars you love. And then you talk to this guy and I'm like, I point to the next guy and I'm like, this guy thinks he's been in a bunch. He's like, oh, I'm the voice of Johnny Five. And you're like, what? Like everybody just has some sort of like insane story or prolific character that they've played. And it's, I mean, like you mentioned Peter Linz before, like, like how many characters, like beloved characters, is like everybody's a genius, and it's crazy. So London was a lot more like me annoying people backstage of being like, tell me every story about Jedi, like, or like working on Fraggle Rock, like, and stuff like that. So
that's what it's like for us. We get to see these
things my whole life.
Like, tell me everything about this one little job that you did like 30 years ago.
I mean, that's
like,
what this entire interview is, Bobby. Tell us all about that one thing you did.
Yeah. How do the doozers work? Like,
how do the doozers work?
How do they work? I think they're alive. That's
exactly.
my thing.
Yeah, I think they're real. They're definitely real.
I had friends at the O2 shows who went and watched, and they said, because I don't know that it had been announced that it was you until the day of, I think, or at least they didn't know it was you until the day of. And they're
Correct.
Australian, so they knew who you were. They'd seen SNL. But they said you came out and people were like, who? And then they said by the end, people are going, oh my God, that guy's so good. So I think you made a bunch of fans just from that show alone.
That's good to hear. Yeah. My favorite thing that's ever happened to me was just like a couple months later, I was just like in like a CVS and I turned a corner and this little kid was just staring at me, but like staring at me with like eyes of like terror, like, like, and I just went, are you okay? And he just went, are you the Muppet Man? And I had just done it, so I was like, oh yeah, and he just like ran away. But I was like that, and being known to anyone as the Muppet Man.
I would have loved if he just looked at you and gone, are you Janet Peckinpah?
Yeah, tell me about it. I would have given him 10 grand.
I do love that character.
That's such a spy thing too. Like he sidled up next to you on a bench wearing a trench coat.
Yeah, it was
like gave you a briefcase.
He was very peculiar.
Are you the Muppet Man? Oh, it's creepy.
So you said before that Happy Feet was your favorite moment. Have you got other favorite moments from the show, like one or two things that really stand out?
Definitely. They said like, thank you so much for coming out here and doing this. Is there, because you're doing so many of these things, is there like something you want to do? And I was like, if you're asking, I was like, I would love to do something with Gonzo in some capacity, just me and Gonzo. And they wrote this like whole thing where me and Gonzo go back and forth, and like it was the greatest. It was absolutely wonderful. But like now looking back, like I think I was so focused on that because I was such a huge Dave Goelz fan and Gonzo fan that like, but when I go back and look at it, like the whole Comedian's a Bear bit with Fozzie, like that blows my mind. Like I can't believe I got to do this like vaudeville bit with Fonzie and with Fozzie, and like the Swedish Chef bit. Like there's just so many famous things. Pigs in Space, like the like SNL used to afford me this itch that I would get to scratch, which is like, hey, this week you get to be in a Mad Men sketch, or hey, this week you get to be in a Star Wars sketch, or something that you love, or like a Lord of the Rings sketch, and you get to jump into these worlds that you adore, and that was that. Like, it was
insane.
Nuts.
Yeah, that's the best. I love that. I would love to ask you more about like your own fandom, and like, you know, like, so nowadays, especially now that you have a kid, is this something that you still revisit a lot? Do you like put on the Muppet Show or the movies? And if so, like, what are some of the ones that kind of make the play over and over again for you?
Yeah, it's interesting. My garage is filled with Muppets, full-size Muppets, and like she knows them, she has them, like she's not surprised by like giant Muppets anymore. And like, but like her first introduction was Muppet Babies, the new Muppet Babies. And
great,
and she loves it, and it's fantastic, and like that's how she got into it. And like when she first started seeing the real Muppets, she was like, I want the cartoon, like. And it was interesting, but I also didn't want to force it on her. But now whenever she sees Muppet stuff, she loves it. She yeah, I mean, how can she not? She grew up on Sesame Street, like she knows all about it. She was a big fan of Elmo, because Elmo had a goldfish named Dorothy, which is her name. So she was.
Have you shown her, honey, this is me on Sesame Street, look?
I think she saw, like it came on TV once, and she saw it, but I don't think she was young enough to understand what was happening. And I think now she just
That's when
care.
You come back out with the hat on and be like, eh?
Oh, you don't think I have that hat on once a week running around this house? She knows
just
that
knocking down
well.
things of oats.
Yes, exactly. Well, I bust through that. I bust through walls in the house like that anyway.
Do you have like a be all end all, like, greatest Muppet production of all time for you personally? Like, some people it's the movies, or it's the Muppet Show, or like one specific episode of a TV show.
Like a thing that I love?
Well, like your absolute favorite.
Your favorite
like,
Muppet
if
thing.
If you had to boil down, you had to show someone like a Muppet production that has never heard of the Muppets before, you know, what would you be showing them?
Oh, I think like it might be Great Muppet Caper.
Sure.
Maybe that Christmas Eve on, if I gotta keep one thing, and the only thing I can keep Muppets, I can only keep one thing. I keep John Denver and the Muppets Christmas album. That's all, and I think that's it. Anything Gonzo singing, I'm going to go back there someday, is the greatest / saddest moment in cinematic history.
Did you get to talk to Paul Williams about that when you were both at the Hollywood Bowl show?
Not about that moment. I talked to him about going golfing. He talked about going golfing. We never did. But he was so kind and so wonderful and so nice. But we didn't talk about that.
Nicest
we
man.
did make plans to go golfing and then never did. And I don't golf.
He invited me.
Golfing.
Did he really? He invited me golfing once, and I was like, Paul, I've never wanted to know how to golf more than in this moment right now. Like, it killed me inside that I had to say,
can I just
hold the clubs? I don't know.
He just sized up Muppet fans 20 years ago, and he's like, I know none of these nerds play golf. And I'm just going to ask him so I can get away with it every way, so I look like the good guy.
He said to me, we interviewed him.
It's true. It worked.
We interviewed him, and he's...
He is a Muppet. He is a Muppet, by the way. I'm convinced.
He is.
We interviewed him for this podcast a couple of years ago, and he said, I'm in Australia all the time. We'll go out and have dinner. And I was like, yep, great. And then he's emailed me about something else not long ago. He goes, I haven't forgotten, we're going to go out for dinner and I'm in Australia. And I'm like, yep, great. He's never coming to Australia again. He's never gonna call me and be like, I'm in Australia, let's have dinner.
I love it. Good for him. Good for him. Little did he know there was going to be a podcast where three guys were going to come against Paul Williams one day, but it finally happened. I will say,
but even still, like, we can't get mad at him, you know.
How could you? On my way to the O2 shows in London, I was standing at customs, and like I had like some sort of priority, like because it's like a Muppets thing, they hire someone to travel, the thing with you, whatever. And I end up on this line, and it's just me and another guy, and the other guy is Mel Brooks.
Oh.
And I'm like, what?
What?
Mel Brooks turns to me. I don't think I'm Mel Brooks. He's like, Moynihan, what are you doing? Where are you going? I'm like, Moynihan.
Wow.
What are you talking about?
Oh my God.
I don't know what to say, so I go, I'm going to work with the Muppets in London. He's like, tell the Muppets. I used to work with the Muppets. Tell Kermit I said hi. Funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. I end up talking to Mel Brooks for 25 minutes in customs about the Muppets. It was,
wow.
it was
That's a real pinch me moment.
Yeah, it was nuts.
That sounded like a fever dream.
crazy.
Are you sure that happened?
Yeah.
You sure you just went super jet lagged?
No, I wish. No, he's the kindest. I had met him once before at the Emmys, and like he's like one of those guys like Martin Short where you just go, where do you have this energy from? I'm 45 and I want to die.
I'm 33 and I'm tired. I'm tired all the time, Bobby.
I'm tired. Mel Brooks and Martin Short.
I'm 40. I'm fine.
Yeah, you're doing fine.
You'll peak up.
You're gonna wake up in 3 years crying every morning.
No, I'm just caffeinating like all day long. That's all I do is I just inject coffee directly into my eyeballs. So, Bobby, you've already hosted the Muppet Show, which I think for a lot of people, myself included, would be kind of the apex of anyone's career. But do you have ideas for other Muppet projects that you would like to do?
Of course. I mean, a million. Yeah.
Do you want to talk about a few of them, or do you want to keep them to yourself?
I mean, I should put them all out there just because, like, I really wanted my dream right now is to do a Fast and the Furious style movie with me and Gonzo as brothers, and just do like a Fast and the Furious style movie with the Muppets and just like super fast cars with super big action, like a big Fast and the Furious style action movie with the Muppets is my dream right now.
I like that. And both of those franchises are all about family. So there you go. You're halfway there.
Yeah. And I don't understand why like Muppet Baby style, like they would always be like, look, the Muppets in Star Wars or the Muppets in this and I don't understand why they don't just make those movies. Like every good movie just be remake it again with the Muppets. I don't know. They should
every
just do
good
it. I'll
movie,
watch them.
make it better with Muppets.
Yeah, just make it with make it again with the Muppets, and that's it.
Yeah. I'm actually genuinely surprised that they haven't done like a Muppet Star Wars film. Like it's all under the Disney umbrella. Like everyone loves pigs in space. Like
I got to imagine it's coming.
It's right there.
Back in the day when like Mark Hamill was on the show and like Gonzo was Darth Vader, like that was the greatest. They already did it.
And Mark Hamill still loves the Muppets. Like he tweets about them all the time. Like he would do it in a heartbeat.
I think it's time.
All right, so if they make Muppet Star Wars, who are you going to play, Bobby?
Wow. I would like to play some sort of new character, some sort of alien beast or something. I don't know.
You want to be an alien, not like a Jedi or like a Han Solo rogue type. You want to put on some prosthetics.
Yeah. I think I want to go full.
Great.
Jabba, full something, full weird.
All right, we'll pitch it. I'll
full Jabba sounds a little uncomfortable. I don't know about that one.
I disagree.
Yeah,
I would love to be a little slug man.
Some say I am.
Just be carried around on the big
I just want to be inside a
platform
puppet and uncomfortable for months.
Like in the desert too. That's
exactly.
the dream, right?
In extreme heat.
Just
exactly.
sweat your ass off inside of a bunch of plastic.
You mentioned
for the art,
Nature Cat before, which for people who don't know is David Rudman and his brother Adam created it. Do you work much? I don't know if that show's still going. Yes, no? Yeah. Do you work much with David?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Whenever I record with either of the brothers, either one of them or both. Usually every time.
So when you're, when you might be recording, are you, do a take and then go, oh, do you remember that one time in that one sketch that we did? Or, hey, do you remember that one time when you did that one thing? Or are you just sort of like, no, I have to be professional here. I have to just do my lines.
Now with David now, I think like we've worked together long enough. It's been a couple years that I'm like, please, I'm like, my only thing is like, I'm like, please just don't make me sing.
Okay.
Like Nature Cat there's a lot of songs in it, and I'm just my wife is a Broadway singer, and I now hate the sound of my own singing voice, so I just beg him to not let me sing. Hal, the dog that I play on Nature Cat in all the songs in like season 3 and 4 just starts going like, "Yep, you got it." like a lot of tags at the end of lines.
That's fun.
Yeah, good. So, all right, we'll take out the musical number that we usually end this podcast with.
Thank you. You're gonna do better. I
great.
No, we'll leave the musical number in, but we just need you to chime in at the end and just go, "Yep."
Yeah, that I can do. Just add in the okay.
You've having worked with the Muppets at the Hollywood Bowl and the O2 and at Sesame Street, like you were on the street. I feel like you've kind of like covered the gamut of working with like core characters. But is there a character, whether it's a core character or like an obscure one, that you've always wanted to work with that you just haven't had the chance yet?
Well, see, that's like to be honest, like no, like that's the weird thing is like when I did Sesame Street, I was in stuff with like Telly, and like that was it. But like I don't know if I was just lucky or if they had a slow day, but there were people around that were like, "You got a minute?" And like they would open up a closet and like all of us like open up not a closet but like these special made bins that they have, and all of a sudden it's all of Sesame Street. Like, it's every character, and you're just like, what? And I got to like see that and hang out. Like I got like a great deal of time with them. And then at the O2 thing, it's like, you have a 12-hour rehearsal, and you're sitting backstage with every single Muppet, and like some of them like 5 different versions or 12 different versions. Like there's 12 different versions of Piggy because of all of her outfits and her haircuts and like stuff. And like there's the Kermit, the half Kermit, the full body Kermit, the Kermit that can play the banjo, the Kermit that like, and like it's, you just go like, holy, like this is the best. Like it's. So like no, I got to see like all of them on that, like every single Muppet I got to work with on that tour, and then like maybe like Fraggle Rock and like stuff like that I haven't gotten to see up close, but like
there's still time.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's still time.
Yeah, Wembley.
Yeah, that's pretty
I say
good.
Wembley.
Well, and
if I have to answer.
I appreciate that's a good answer, but like I appreciate that for you it's so much more about like having a moment with the characters as opposed to like no I want to be in a sketch that's on television that 8 million people see. Like it's not about that, it's about like no this character means a lot to me, and I got to like say hello to New Zealand, or I got to like like take a photo with Fozzie Bear or whatever. Yeah,
but also like even just like for me it was like the honor of like being able to like inspect them up close and just look at it. You just go like, damn, these things are beautiful. Like somebody made these. Like this thing cost $50,000. Like it's like this thing is beautiful. Like it's a real crazy art, and like they make these things come alive, and it's really beautiful.
Yeah.
It is.
Did you steal anything from the Hollywood Bowl show? Or the O2 show?
No, I would never. No. I also I think they saw that coming a mile away. They were like, don't even try it. But they did give me some stuff. They gave me some like a couple
a full-size Sweetums is just sitting in your garage.
I wish. No, like I got to keep like a bunch of props and stuff. Like a couple, like Fozzie had like there was like the bit I did with Fozzie, and he had his first record, and like they had these breakaway records that would snap in half. Like, I have a bunch of those, like, but like nothing. I didn't get to like.
That's okay.
I don't have like a.
Yeah.
I don't have Piggy's foot or anything.
Or if you did, you're not going to reveal it on the podcast.
Yeah.
If I could have stolen anything, I would have stolen the Doctor Strange version of Gonzo.
That was
they had,
such
like,
a good one.
Oh, how cool
They
is
had
that
like
thing?
a Gonzo in like a genie outfit floating, and I was like, definitely, like, that's the one. That thing is beautiful.
What I really would have liked them to have made, which obviously they were never going to, was
Maybe Doctor Strangeport.
Doctor Strange. Well, talking about pigs in space, is I would have liked if they'd made little like figurines of all the Muppets as the various doctors from the Doctor Who part when they all regenerate.
Right?
Oh,
Just
yeah.
because I want like a little I want a little Walter with the fez and the bow tie, the little Matt Smith Doctor. I was like, I'm really upset they never made those.
I think. Well, now with 3D printing, I think you can just
probably
if you got
could. You're right.
$200, you can do it. Yeah.
All right, I'll get on it. Joe, anything else before we
need Disney to buy. We need Disney to buy the Doctor Who franchise.
I mean, didn't they just do that?
All under the same.
I feel like
Well,
they
I
might.
think
If
they
not,
air it.
just,
It's not the same.
Yeah, close enough.
Yeah, sure. They're all talking.
they'll get there.
Well,
They'll
here's the
get
thing:
there.
is like I just want Disney to. I complain about this in every podcast I ever do. I just want Disney to make more Muppet merchandise. So I'm always coming up with bad ideas for them of things that I want to buy, and that's one of them.
More
Come on, Disney,
Muppet
get on this
everything.
very obscure. Yeah.
It seems like I'm blanking on the name of the woman in charge now, but it seems like she's going in a fantastic
Lee
direction
Slaughter.
with
Yes.
the Muppets.
A
Yeah,
fellow
yeah,
Aussie.
yeah.
We are big fans of Lee Slaughter, and Lee
me too.
likes the fan sites, which is great for us.
Yeah,
so
she's-
yeah, we're
Good.
we're very grateful.
I'm a
And
huge
like,
fan
yeah,
as well.
she's
So
got
much so I forgot her name.
Well, you said before that they're very
Well,
much a family. She has said to us multiple times, "No, you guys are part of the family," and so she's really made us feel included.
That's awesome. That makes me happy.
Yeah.
She sounds great, and that's who they need in charge
I
there.
absolutely agree.
And she's a fan too, which is what we want. We want someone who likes the Muppets and wants to see fun Muppet things come out of the Muppets department, who's also in charge of what the Muppets are making. So that seems like a good
love her,
match.
and I wish
Well,
her
it
well.
came to, I mean, perfect example is the Muppet Show on Disney Plus. She got in charge and said, "Why isn't the Muppet Show on Disney Plus yet?" And they said, "Oh, because we have to do a bunch of stuff with like music rights." She went, "We're Disney, go and do it." And they went, "Oh, okay." And she's like, "Let's just actually get it done. People want it. Let's give it to them." And so as soon as she told me that story, I was like, "Oh, I think I'm in love." Just like the perfect person we need.
that's the
And again,
best.
she's a fellow Aussie, so I'm happy.
There you
We're
go.
going to take over.
And you all know each other over there in
I mean,
Australia.
well,
You're all
it's funny.
friends.
She told me she used to live like 15 minutes that way, so we could have.
That's crazy.
Bobby, we usually wrap up with a set of questions. I have my own. Joe has his own. As I brought you on, I'll be giving you mine. Just quick as you like. Just answer as you wish. What is a food that you hate?
Beets.
Oh, I love beets.
I
Yeah, I
also
hate
enjoy
beets.
beets.
Oh, okay.
It's okay. We'll take yours. That's fine.
I came home one night in my 20s and thinking my dad had put like a bunch of beets with pasta, and I thought it was pasta with marinara, and I ate it, and it was the most disgusting thing I've ever had in my life, and I'll never have beets again. I still don't know why he made that.
That would do it.
What if they tell you
It
you can
doesn't actually
only?
sound good.
What if they tell you you can only work at the Muppets again if you eat a whole bowl of beets?
I would do it.
I thought so. Everyone has their price.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
would do
correct
it.
answer.
That's just a bowl of beets.
Yeah,
Dan.
true. What is your go-to karaoke song?
Oh, not those whatever the shortest song in the world is. I will say, back in the day when I was fun, I would do "Come Sail Away" by Styx, but as Eric Cartman.
Yeah, great.
South Park version.
And
I would
nowadays,
do that version.
Great.
And nowadays, you just let the song play, the music play, and then at the end go, "Yeah."
Yeah, I just pretend my mic doesn't work, start tapping it, and then sit down.
What is the sound of one hand clapping? Oh, that is great.
That's it.
That noise.
We figured it out.
That noise is unsettling.
Yes, very much so. I don't know if you could hear that, but that was what it was.
That was good. Pick a number between 1 and 250.
19.
19. All right, I have a list of 250 questions here. Number 19 is, which meal is your favorite? Breakfast, lunch, or dinner?
Dinner.
Good choice. What's your go-to? What's your favorite dinner? What's your favorite meal?
Chinese food.
Oh, great choice.
Maybe cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Now I'm just hungry.
Yeah.
Anything without beets. Yeah.
Yeah, anything beetless.
In our last episode, our last guest, Yvette Nicole Brown, not knowing who our guest was going to be, wanted us to ask you, what is your favorite Muppet song?
Oh, I love her.
Us too.
The second you said that, the first thing it's that Gonzo song is like my favorite. I just love Gonzo, like that song. Happiness Hotel is like my favorite. It's like my favorite thing in the world. My daughter just sang it at like their kindergarten thing. I couldn't believe it. It was the most beautiful thing in the world. But I think it's Can You Picture That? I think it might be Can You Picture That? The second you said that song, that's the first thing that comes to mind. It's fantastic. Electric Mayhem all the way.
Excellent.
That was the first thing that you pictured was Can You Picture That?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Correct.
And finally, without knowing who it is, what question would you like our next guest to answer?
Oh boy, that's a lot of, okay. If they could cast any movie with the Muppets, recast any movie with the Muppets, what would it be?
I love it.
That's a great question. Yep.
Bobby, I can't thank you enough. This is genuinely like I remember the first time I saw Drunk Uncle many years ago, and I just immediately went, I don't know who this guy is, but I love him.
Thank you. That's crazy.
And then, honestly, you'd be in the top 5 SNL cast members for me, of all time. I'm so glad you got to do all this Muppet stuff, and I'm so glad you're part of the family, and I'm so glad I got to talk to you, so thank you.
Thanks, man. Same here. That's why I did it. I appreciate it, and I appreciate a fellow fan.
Yes, and thank you from me as well. This has been such a joy to get to spend the time with you and to talk to you and geek out with you about Muppets. And I made a list a long time ago of like people who I really wanted to interview that like I know for a fact, like I could tell because of the way they talk about it in interviews or the way they've worked with the Muppets, that like these are celebrities who are like huge Muppet fans. And you have been very much at the top of that list for a long time. So I'm glad we finally got this opportunity. So it's been just such a treat.
Same here. That's the best. It's an absolute blast.